Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, just about 11:30 in Honolulu, 5:30 in New York. It is Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. A phenomenal move in silver, a solid move in gold, with all of the precious metals moving higher and the dollar only providing slight tailwinds to add to that excitement today. We'll talk about price changes in a second, but first the side note. We were stopped out of our trade yesterday, and I want you to realize that while I am disappointed about that, I realize that there is a double-edged sword between protecting the equity that we have made for you as well as making money. The good news is I believe that there's an extreme amount of room on the upside. Market's trading at about 1428 in gold, and I believe it's headed to 1500. We'll talk about that as we pull up our technical studies. And I also believe that we have an opportunity to re-enter this market either later on today or tomorrow, depending on follow-through. Again, we'll talk about that when we pull up our charts. But I do want you to know that I think we have tremendous opportunities ahead of us over the next couple of months. With that in mind, let's take a look at current pricing. Traders, as you can see, gold futures closed substantially higher, gaining 1.2% at $1,428.20. That is a net gain of $17 on the day. When we look at our charts, you will see that it is broken just above the triangle, the resistance line of the triangle, but it wasn't a real solid breakout, which I believe we could certainly see. But nonetheless, an extremely, extremely nice move today. Silver confounding, waking up from that slumber that it's been, breaks above $16 per ounce ever so slightly at $16.005. In other words, a half a cent. That is over a 32-cent gain, a 2% rise. Palladium, next in line, up 1.19% at $1,534.40. That's an $18 increase. And the laggard today was platinum futures, up 0.2%, $1.70 at $848.60. Traders, let's take a look at our charts. Traders, an extremely solid performance in gold, with gold currently up $17. It is trading at the highs as it opens overseas in Australia. And we can see a couple of things when we look at our daily candlestick chart. And the most important of that is the range today and the close. First of all, I draw your attention to this upper level resistance line that is part of our compression triangle, as well as the lower level, because if you recall from yesterday, the market did trade lower. That is this red candle right here, and actually had a low that touched on that particular support line. Then we opened in the morning right around there, you can see just above that support line, and broke solidly above that. Typically, when we hit the apex of a compression triangle, the release of energy happens after it has broken above this particular trend line. Now, what I believe is as follows. This is obviously the highest closing price that we've had in 6 years, certainly this year. Very, very solid performance, and if we do not get any kind of short-term profit taking, and that's kind of what I'm looking at, I believe it's going to continue to rise, and our target initially is going to be 1442 on a closing basis. Of course, we have hit that price point and close to that price point on 2 occasions already, those being the highest trading points of the year, not the highest close. If we take a look at today's action and draw an arrow across that, we can see that solidly we had no candle bodies in this range whatsoever. We have really saw gold close above that trading range that it was caught in that series of highs. It is for that reason, in my opinion, it's not if, but where we will enter a long position and where we will put our stops. Because obviously, if this market wants to head higher, we want to be involved in it, one, but we want our stop to be a little bit looser to give us a kind of protection in an increased trading range, which is obviously what we're looking at. Traders, we are currently flat with no active trades in gold or silver. I expect that to change either this afternoon, later on today, or tomorrow morning. You will know absolutely, because we will send out, as we always do, a special trade alert via text message and email. Let's take a look at silver. Traders, we have seen silver on the move for the last couple of days. In yesterday's show, we began to look a little bit more closely as silver has certainly caught our attention. Today, a phenomenal move. If you recall from yesterday's show, I talked about a key level that it needed to break above, and it did that clearly today. That is the 50% retracement, which comes in at 1577. That is this level right here. We have clearly broken well above that. Right now, we don't really see any resistance until about 1622. The market closed right at approximately 16, is now showing a print at 1597. So it's backtracking a little bit, but I believe that this is a key level of importance, not only because we see a series of tops right here, which came in February through March, but we can also see a high level of supportive action that came in, call it February through June of last year, 2018. And so when you get a price point that contains both a level of support, as we see right here, as well as resistance, as we see right here, it tells us that is a key and critical level. Above that, the next real level becomes this particular area at 1725 up to 1750. So my belief is that if silver has any kind of pullback, it would have a pullback roughly at 1622 and then pull back. If it goes straight through that, I believe we will probably make a play for 1725, as high as these highs here at 1775. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for the next daily update and review. Bye-bye.